Everyone says they know cars, but knowing how to drive and understanding the physics under the hood are two very different things. Today, we're doing a car quiz to see where you truly stand. We'll start with some easy ones to get you warmed up, move into advanced territory where the real arguments start, and finish with expert level engineering that might humble even the pros. No Googling allowed. Keep your score and let's see how far you can go. Let's start with the basics. Question 1. What does ABS actually do for your car? Anti-lock braking system. It prevents the wheels from locking up. While its main safety job is letting you steer during a panic stop, it also helps you stop faster on most roads. See, a tire has the most grip right before it starts to slide. Once you lock the brakes and start skidding, you're dealing with kinetic friction, which is much weaker. ABS keeps you right on that edge of maximum grip. Question 2. How do diesel and gasoline engines differ when it comes to firing up? Diesel engines don't use spark plugs. They compress air so much that it becomes hot enough to ignite the fuel the moment it's injected. It's all about heat through pressure. Question 3. Why did disc brakes replace drum brakes on the front of almost every modern car? It's all about heat management. Every time you hit the brakes, you're turning speed into pure heat. Drum brakes are closed systems that trap that heat, causing them to fail when things get intense. Discs are open to the air, which keeps them cool and consistent. Question 4. How much of your tire is actually touching the road at any given time? It's about the size of a postcard and can be even smaller. Think about that for a second. Every bit of power, every turn, and every emergency stop depends on those 4 tiny patches of rubber. Question 5. What is the real job of a turbocharger? It uses exhaust gases to force more air into the engine. Since a motor is basically a giant air pump, the more oxygen you can cram in there, the bigger the explosion and the more power you get. Moving into the advanced level. Question 6. This one is for the enthusiasts. What is the actual difference between all-wheel drive and 4x4? All-wheel drive is usually a computer-controlled system that's always active and can vary power between wheels. A true 4x4 system is a mechanical setup with a transfer case, often used for heavy off-roading where you manually lock the axles together. Question 7. Why do turbo engines always seem to have an intercooler? It increases air density. When you compress air, it gets hot and expands. The intercooler chills that air back down, packing the oxygen molecules closer together so you can burn more fuel. Question 8. Why do performance brands obsess over reducing unsprung mass? Well, the unsprung mass refers to everything not supported by the car's springs, like your wheels, tires, and brakes. If these parts are heavy, the suspension can't react fast enough to bumps. Keeping them light makes the car feel more agile and keeps the tires glued to the road. Question 9. Why is a limited slip differential better for a sports car than a standard open one? An open diff is lazy. It sends all the power to the wheel with the least grip. An LSD senses that slip and forces the power over to the wheel that can actually move you forward. Question 10. Why do high-end supercars use a dry sump oil system? You see, in a normal car, oil sloshes around in a pan. In a high-speed corner, that oil can fly to one side, leaving the engine dry and ruined. A dry sump uses an external tank to make sure the engine gets oil no matter how hard you're turning. Now, welcome to the expert level. Question 11. What's happening physically when you start hydroplaning? At high speeds, water builds up in front of the tire faster than the tread can clear it. This creates a wedge of water that literally lifts the entire car off the road. You're not driving anymore, you're sailing. Question 12. How exactly does regenerative braking work in an EV? Think of the motor like an alternator on steroids. When you lift off the gas, the car's momentum turns the motor, which reverses its magnetic field. Instead of consuming power, it starts generating it, slowing you down while charging the battery. Question 13. Why are active aerodynamics so important on hypercars? It's the ultimate compromise. You want massive downforce in the corners to stay stuck to the track, but you want zero drag on the straights to hit that top speed. Active wings adjust in milliseconds to give you both. Question 14. What is engine knock and why is it so scary? The short answer at uncontrolled combustion. Instead of a smooth, timed burn, the fuel explodes chaotically in multiple places at once. These shock waves hit each other like hammers, and they can easily punch a hole straight through a piston. And the final boss. Question 15. Why does over-revving an engine cause valve float? It's a battle of inertia. Your valves are closed by metal springs, but at extreme speeds, those springs reach a physical limit called hysteresis. The spring just isn't fast enough to pull the valve back up before the piston returns to the top. When that happens, the piston strikes the open valve and it's game over for the engine. So how many did you get right? If you learned something new, or if that last one humbled you, hit that subscribe button. This is Why Cars Drive Safe.